Hi, everybody. We are here to celebrate the Transhuman Coin first year anniversary. Yes, it's been an amazing 365 days. You can put your hands together wherever you are just to celebrate us. We have Peter, our co-founder. We have Dr. Jose. We have Dr. Clarence. We have John D, all the way from the US. Good to see you guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, glad to be here.
We also have Abby, which is our prototype wheelchair, a low-cost powered wheelchair that we're grateful for your support that we are launching next year. So Abby is with us.
Oh, wow, that's great. Wow. So I'm just going to give us a bit of time to introduce ourselves. I'm going to start with John.
Hi, so I'm John DiBenedetti, and I'm the CEO and co-founder, together with Clarence, of this startup. Clarence has many others. And we've been working on a low-cost wheelchair for a few years, and we're just about to launch. I have to keep my voice down because I'm in a quiet place, but I'll let Clarence explain the rest. But anyway, thanks, guys, and see you later.
Cool.
Hi, Clarence.
Hi, Charles. Hi, Peter. Hey, hi, guys. Thanks for having me here, and thanks for your support. So I was the Asia Pacific ambassador for Singularity University, and I think that's how I met Jose, who was my energy advisor at Singularity. And since then, I've been global ambassador for the OpenEXO and the Purpose Alliance movement, and co-founder of a number of initiatives, including EPIC, Exponential Positive Impact Capital, where we invest in positive impact projects and take revenue sharing as opposed to equity, and obviously Abby. So I'll talk more about Abby since that was the one that we got support from. So it is a smart, affordable, portable wheelchair. Because I don't know whether you guys know, there are over 80 million people that need wheelchairs every year. They only manufacture about 5 million manual ones and 1 million motorized ones, and they cost probably anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 and up. We wanted to make a chair that was accessible to everybody, and we basically want to create an inclusive society, and we want to make a chair that costs no more than a high-end iPhone, right? So we're selling from $3,000 to $3,500 US, and we were selected this year after we got the funding. We also got selected into the Techstar Future of Longevity cohort in DC, which was supported by Melinda Gates' family office, Pivotal Partners. And we were waiting for a video to be released, but we still don't have it apparently. But John was there, and Melinda Gates was actually riding on Abby. Wow. So it was amazing to have that opportunity, and we are right now doing a crowd funding campaign through WeFunder for direct investment into direct investment to GoGoTech, Abby by GoGoTech, and contact John or myself if you guys want more information, and hopefully we'll get the chairs out by the first quarter of next year. So it's a smart, affordable, portable wheelchair. You can follow a line. It's like a Tesla on wheels. Okay, we don't want to call it a wheelchair. We actually call it a personal electric vehicle. We want to disrupt the whole health funding market. As you know, most of these wheelchairs are very expensive because there's a oligopoly of few manufacturers, and they basically are depending on the funding from the insurance companies, whose basic tenets are to minimize the amount of chairs being given out. So it's kind of a very restrictive, non-abundant, non-exponential thinking type of model that we're trying to disrupt here.
Oh wow,
Thank you.
That's great, and it's such a good pleasure of ours to work with you and Clarence.
Thank you, Charles.
I would want to say that Transhuman Coin believes in the project, and we do look forward to great partnership. We
Fantastic.
just have a new. How many people just got in now? Yeah, we have Bill here. Great. Hi, Bill. How are you?
How's it going, Juan?
Yes. Yeah, really
And
good.
Dr. Ken,
Hello,
Okay.
hi all. Hi,
good.
Charles.
So we're
Few
still doing
faces.
the
Hi, Clarence,
introduction,
not to
and we're
meet
going to
you.
go over to Dr. Jose, then come to Peter and Bill, and then Dr. Ken. Jose?
Okay, so greetings from Spain, where I am living now in Madrid. And I think this is fantastic, 1 year celebration of Transhuman Coin. I have here a little Bitcoin. You probably have seen this. Actually, it's not real, it's just marketing, but it says Bitcoin. And it has been a pleasure to be with Transhuman Coin. In fact, we organized the Transhumanist World Conference last year in Madrid, and we had the support of Transhuman Coin, and we have several people interested in transhuman coins and also working with you, like our other advisor, Natasha Vita Moore, and other friends. Yeah, Natasha was here, and we talked about, the cryptocurrencies and Vita DAO and Transhuman Coin and similar things like this. Actually, now Natasha is leading a project with Singularity Net and Bitcoins or Singularity Coins, which is called H plus DAO, Humanity plus DAO,
Yeah.
decentralized autonomous organization. So she's leading that with Humanity Plus, and I am the vice president of Humanity Plus. So we love what is happening in this.
Oh,
Hi, Charles. I only can see you. I lost everybody. Oh,
yeah. Where'd Jose go? Did we lose Jose?
I think the SEC just got him.
I think he touched the
Doing-
screen, I thought. Maybe he accidentally disengaged himself. I don't know.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. Oh, hey.
Yes.
Welcome back, Jose.
Disappeared.
Yes, I think it has been Charles. Charles has been playing because I never left. But anyway, I actually have to go to South Africa, to Johannesburg, and to Sun City in 2 weeks, and I hope to meet you, Charles, to be with you in Johannesburg and in Sun City, and find out all the incredible things that Transhuman Coin is doing in Africa, and also I know here in Europe, the USA, and with Clarence, who, as he said, he was my student at Singularity University. I am so happy that Clarence, I don't know if it was 2011 or 2012, but anyway, a long time ago.
2011. Yeah, 2011, Jose.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. You have better memory than me.
Because I'm not human.
Well, I'm supposed to be transhuman, but yeah, my memory is past human. In any event, Peter, Charles, I want to congratulate you and the rest of the Transhuman Coin team in Australia, in Africa, wherever. And I am happy to be here with you to celebrate 1 year, which is only the beginning. 1 year is the first step into a long, long road ahead.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jose. And just for our new viewers, Jose is a respected transhumanist, MIT trained engineer, and one of the mentors that we have in the transhumanism movement. And he sits on our scientific advisory board. Thank you, Jose. And now to Bill.
Thank you very much. And I am also one of the founding faculty of Singularity University, which I think is very important also for me. And you can see in my back my book, which is already now in 7 languages, coming in 5 more languages by the end of the year. The Death of Death.
Oh, wow.
Now coming out in Chinese. I am really excited. It's coming out in Chinese. It is already in Spanish, in Portuguese, in French, in Turkish, in Russian, coming out in, you can see in Chinese, then in German, in Korean, in Japanese, and in other languages. Not yet in English, unfortunately. I don't have an agent in the USA. I'm still looking for a good one. But anyway, if you can read Chinese or Spanish, that's good enough.
That is amazing. Congratulations to you, Jose. That's amazing. We're gonna advertise the book later on our platform.
Yeah, we can't wait to get it into the shop as well. And hopefully we'll get it into English, but it's a lot of population is getting into Chinese now. Jose, congratulations.
And the Spanish. The Spanish is 580 million people. Wow. That's a lot of people.
That is
wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. And Bill?
Hello everyone. How is it going? Not bad.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Hello.
You can all hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Beautiful. Thank you. I figured it was fitting. It's got a little Ethereum logo on it. So congratulations, everyone. We made it to 1 year. That is a monumental achievement, especially in the crypto space. That is there's a lot of burn and churn, and we've done an excellent job at building a strong community around something that's really purposeful. So in the end of the day, what we stand for is to improve the quality of people's lives through technology. And then with that, philosophical underpinning of the transhumanist movement. So I think with what has been presented so far, it seems like that we are working towards that. I really appreciate that GoGo Tech chair. In fact, my uncle actually suffered a stroke, and he's triplegic now, so he's only got one working arm. And I was looking at that chair from the perspective of someone who has a family member, and I understand his struggles. So I think it's a wonderful machine, and I could imagine that my uncle would greatly benefit from that being a product that he has access to. So great work. I think the community, in the end of the day, we're focused on technology and improving the lives of people through technology, and sharing the passion to do such a thing. We've got such a wonderful scientific advisory board of just really smart, intelligent people that are doing amazing things, as I just said. And it's a pleasure to be on the team with you all. What do? I'm a smart contract developer, full stack, I guess. I build front ends and back ends and Solidity code and whatnot. And I was a part of building out the technology for the Transhuman Coin project, such as our NFT contracts and et cetera. And that was really fun. Great to work with the team on that. And I'm really looking forward to building more awesome things in the future. I think, with the diverse expertise of, the scientific advisory board, of the skills of people such as myself and other engineers on the team, we can fly higher and bigger. Yes, that's exactly what we can do. So, my name's Bo, and just happy to be here with you all. And we've done a great job to get to 1 year. So I think a pat on the back to us all. Thanks.
Awesome. I need to also say this about Bill. Yeah. Bill is responsible for Africa's first metaverse. He developed the Africa Rare. MTN has bought into it, and a couple of other big corporates in Africa. So Bill, look, you are making a huge impact in Africa, and we celebrate you.
Yeah, the Africa Rare, we've got a Transhuman Coin partnership now between Africa Rare and Transhuman Coin, which really excites me because I'm part of both teams, which makes me really happy. And we've just got to keep going, keep pressing forward, keep writing the code, and we'll get there, you know.
Wow, thank you so much for that.
No
Bill.
worries.
Now we go to Dr. Ken Starr. He doesn't like to be called that. Ken Starr.
Hi all, hi esteemed fellow transhumanist. I am honored and to be part of this movement, and I guess I was introduced to this movement, by Peter, and I met Peter at a recent event, the Wavia Singularity Executive event, and there we kind of hit it off well, and shared a lot of ideas about longevity, and also, I'm actually a fertility clinician, gynecologist, and also a surgeon, but also a investor in a healthcare platform that brings healthcare to the big screen, to the home, and basically moving healthcare from your traditional clinics to other arena like hotels and resorts and whatnot. But what really interests me.
Oh no. We got to get him back.
Oh no. Technology is failing us today, it seems.
Oh, okay. I can't find him.
He's coming.
Well, as I said, that
Okay,
Singularity
I hope
before,
he
right?
joins.
Yeah, AV is hard.
Yeah. He's always hard.
Let's just give him a few minutes and hope he joins. But before that, let's just go on a short break. We'll be back shortly.
See you all soon.
Well,
Yeah, we're back. I think we have him back now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know what happened there. I must have touched a button or something. I'm sorry. Where was I? I guess I was just talking about myself and how I met Peter, and how Peter brought me into this wonderful movement, and meeting, people with really sort of cutting edge ideas and thinking outside the box, which really what inspires me. Myself as a clinician, gynecologist, surgeon, laparoscopic surgeon, but also I work in the IVF space, and see patients who basically, some women struggling with, as they get older, to conceive, and with aging eggs, and how we could help them in that space. Something that's part of what I believe in also is the longevity space, and how that all ties in very well with egg quality. But as a tech investor, I invested in a company started by a friend who brings healthcare to the big screen, which then removes healthcare from your traditional hospitals and clinics and whatnot to other spaces, hotels, resorts. And in that back end, we're in the process of building out a lot of this tech stuff that we like to bring in, NFT, tokenization of services, and also, in the egg freezing space, for example, how do you tokenize the eggs? How do you build NFTs into it with smart contracts and all that, and how that can be then, used for, to instill value in the eggs beyond the person that donates, that produce the eggs, and that may also help in later on if the woman who doesn't need to use the eggs but can donate that on, and how they get value from that. So that's sort of the space I'm in.
That's awesome.
Mm.
And Ken, I think we can't hear Charles there from the audio, but it's so serendipitous. Obviously we meet at Wavia Singularity University Executive Program, and knowing the audience that typically joins there, we expect the people that will have some knowledge. But meeting you as well, that passion for longevity, and you working in this space as well in terms of fertility, and how that can expand on to the healthy lifespan of women, and also expanding that to humanity overall. That's just something that really excites me, and what's really awesome about the community.
Yeah.
And also hearing from Jose and Bo and everyone from the Singularity community and transhumanism, and also from Dr. Clarence as well, that we've met throughout this sort of journey through Singularity, all the way in the Australian transhumanist community, and then coming across this project with GoGo Tech and John, and be able to support that. This is something that we think, technology for good, crypto for good. This is really driving what our mission is for Transhuman Coin.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been a year, and it feels like we're just getting started with all this, and being able to expand the technology that can accelerate the pillars of transhumanism.
Wow, that's awesome. And Peter is our co-founder. He's been a source of a huge energy to the project. Thank you so much, Peter, for all you've done for Transhuman Coin and for transhumanism globally. We're just going to go on a short break. And when we come back, we're going to take your questions, and we're going to interact more via the comment section.
Improving human life with technology. Transhuman Coin.
Have you heard of Transhuman Coin yet? A crypto project that is merging artificial intelligence and biotechnology in the metaverse to solve diseases. Here is our vision statement. Our purpose is to create a decentralized research and development community in the metaverse with the capacity to solve many unsolved human problems. We exist to solve real human problems by mobilizing experts in science and technology. By so doing, we will build a bridge between the science community and cryptocurrency. Join the most relevant crypto community today, and how you grow with us. Visit www.transhumancoin.finance.
Transhuman Coin.
Good to have you guys back again. And in the spirit of celebrating our first year anniversary, we've got a lot of people who sent in questions, and the first question would go to Peter. What's the future of Transhuman Coin? We've seen a great past year. What's the future?
Yeah, Charles, thanks. It's a great question. And, when we first started out this project, thank you so much as well for, involving me with this Transhuman Coin project. When we first started out, we envisioned what that future might be. As transhumanists, as a movement, co-founding Transhumanism Australia with Bo and the team here, we will, essentially trying to educate this future technology around, what's happening in the healthy lifespan space, what's happening in brain-computer interface, what's happening in how do you improve well-being through things like universal basic income, and using technology to really address all those Maslow hierarchy of needs. And that vision still stands true for the future. The Transhuman Coin, what happened is essentially it empowered the community to accelerate the funding of these pillars in the mission, to be able to actually fund the projects that will make this real. Whether it's funding, we'll show later around lifespan.io, whether it's the GoGo Tech, whether it's for FoxG1, and whether it's Tim Morpin and the team around the future of longevity films to spread awareness around what it is that we're trying to achieve. We'll continue to accelerate that. What we envision is for the community to use Transhuman Coin to adopt it as their currency, their default currency. Because with every Transhuman Coin that's essentially utilized, transacted, buying and selling and transferring, the reflection mechanism accelerates that for all the holders, for our liquidity pool, for the fund wallet, which we use to donate and to invest into these projects. So this is exactly what we want to see. We want to aim for more and more users and holders of Transhuman Coin, and aim for every single person around the world, which is why we have initially a max supply, right, of 7 billion Transhuman Coin. That figure was to envision that the entire community on the planet would be able to use it, but also in further beyond, as expand beyond Earth and Mars, right? Essentially a future civilization to use Transhuman Coin as the default currency. And what you're going to see later today is the utility that we're bringing on board. We're going to be introducing our new website, a peer-to-peer exchange, our e-commerce store, which is embedding things like the freelancing aspect of Sahara skills, being able to earn transhuman coin and spend it for the people that essentially want to operate between the coins itself. So yeah, really looking forward to that future to expand the utility of transhuman coin.
Wow, that's a great future to look forward to. Just before we come to you, Dr. Jose, I'm going to play a brief clip of your last conference in Madrid, in Spain, and I'll ask you my question. Here it is.
It's delicious.
That is your conference. That is one of the greatest things you've done for the transhumanism movement. And my question to you is, when next is Transvision, and what we look forward to?
Okay. Since I moved to Madrid, I was before in California, where I was at Singularity University. Then I went sometime to South America, a couple of years, and then I moved to Madrid. And I began organizing conferences here every year. The first one was in 2017 about what is happening in medicine. Then in 2018, I had one about robotics and artificial intelligence. And I brought robot Sophia, the humanoid robot Sophia. And then COVID came later, so we waited until last year when we had this fantastic conference with the main focus on longevity. Even though we talked about nanotechnology, 3D printing food, robotics, space travel, cryptocurrencies, and Transhuman Coin, but we focused mostly on longevity. And we had people like Liz Parrish, that is patient zero for telomerase rejuvenation treatment, Joao Pedro de Magalhães, a top Portuguese scientist in England, and many other people. But anyway, so this year we are going to have it again in November in Madrid, and we are going to focus on Plan B. Plan A is what I call immortality. But just in case, we need to be ready for Plan B. And so we are going to talk again about many things, but the focus will be cryonics, human cryopreservation. And the timing is very important because this year there are two new facilities that have opened in the world. One in Australia, which is called Southern Cryonics, and one in Switzerland, north of Zurich, which is called Tomorrow Biostasis in Zurich. and Southern Cryonics, somewhere in between Sydney and Melbourne in Australia. Australia is too big.
Yeah.
So anyway, we think this is important as a plan B. I think most of us here are immortalists and we don't plan to die. In fact, we plan to be younger in the future. I don't know who is, yes, who is the youngest person here. But anyway, I plan to be 20 years of age in 20 years in the future, because the objective is biological rejuvenation. And we will have that probably in the next 20 to 25 years, according to our friend Ray Kurzweil. Ray Kurzweil has been talking about this for half a century. He has been making predictions for half a century, and he's about 83% correct. 83%, which is pretty good for half a century making predictions. And he has two important dates, 2 dates. The first one is 2029, when we will pass the Alan Turing test, and we will reach longevity escape velocity. That means that we will basically be living forever, even if aging, because for every year that we live, we gain an extra year. That is called longevity escape velocity between 2029 and 2030. And then the second date, the second year is 2045. And then we will reach the technological singularity, and we will have rejuvenation technologies and basically immortality for those who want it. But in the meantime, I repeat, some people will die. And for those people who die, we can cryonically suspend them now, even in Australia.
Yeah, it's great to see Philip Rhodes and the team power that on. It's been so many years in the making, so it's amazing to see it come to life. Thanks, Jose.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just want to say that Alice, our co-founder, is in the comment section. Hi, Alice, and look, you've done such a great job for the transhumanism community and for Transhuman Coin. We celebrate you. And we do have Andrew, who just joined us. I would let him introduce himself. Hi, Andrew.
I'm the Telegram community moderator. Pretty much all I do is keep community entertained and make sure everyone stays happy. I think that's probably the best cover
A lot
for it.
more than that.
Oh, come on. You guys do all the work. I'm the one with the free time. I'm just one
Yeah.
keeping everyone informed in the community, making sure everyone knows as much as it possibly can about crypto. I'll pass back to you, Charles. Won't interrupt.
Yeah. And Peter, you were trying to say something. I think we interrupted you.
No, special thanks to Andrew for his amazing work with the community. I think, I can speak for everyone in the Telegram chat that, he's been the go-to in keeping this thing going. Whenever everyone wants to learn how to buy Transhuman Coin, and if there's any feedback as well, we take that into account. And Charles been able to help and drive the changes as well, and sacrificing hours of sleep, founding this entire team. Thank you for your leadership, and really looking forward to working with you all as well for the next few years. And Bo and your dev team work, seriously, this is going to be an amazing year for us coming up as well. I'm looking forward to building through this cycle as well. This is going to be an amazing event today. I can't wait to share some of the things that we've been cooking in the background. Maybe Charles, back to you.
Yeah, I'm just going to go on a short break, then we'll come back again and we'll get into the nitty-gritty of today's celebration. Just a short break.
So transhumanism, it's a global movement of people that want to transcend the limitations of our human biology with science and technology. Essentially, it's broken down to 3 core pillars around how do we want to live longer and healthier, be more intelligent, and more well as human beings. Today, it's all about new ideas, sparking out what it is that's out there. The changes to our assumptions will change our business models in the future. So transhumanism, as a global movement, it actually transcends the next 10 years of people living longer. Because at the end of the day, if you think about what we do in our personal and professional lives, if this gives us an advantage over what we do every single day, this is actually making us transhuman as part of the well-being factor.
Welcome back. Welcome back. And now we are going to give it to you, Peter. The floor is yours. You can show us the future of Transhuman Coin, what we've been doing, and where we're heading to.
Yeah, thanks, Charles. It's always so cringe seeing yourself talk on stage. That's right. These ads. Let me know if you guys can see my screen once I start sharing this. You guys see that okay? Hopefully, I was also able to share the audio too.
got it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I just wanted to start out by shouting out to the rest of the team as well. Obviously, Dr. Charles, thank you so much for your leadership and the hard work you're putting in as well. Setting up this new website and also the products that we're about to talk about. Alisu, my partner in life, and also the co-founder as well of Transhuman Coin and Transhumanism Australia. Dr. Avinash Singh, who's part of our scientific advisory board, is also a co-founder, and he's leading up brain-computer interface research at the University of Technology in Sydney. And this is something I'm really excited about, the future of GoGo Tech as well, as you open up the APIs to be able to help people control those wheelchairs, eventually through brain-computer interfaces and other control mechanisms. So yeah, that's a really exciting thing that we can see with the convergence of the technology. Bo, our dev team leader, big shout out again. Dr. Jose Nassab. Also got Zane as well, who's the CEO of the healthcare of chiropractors as well, and also healthcare clinics all around Australia. We've got Dr. Jabu, who's a dermatologist by specialty. Jonathan Woods is also part of the team in Australia, is covering also technology risk at the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. So he knows, when it comes to financial services and fintech and crypto, making sure that we cover our bases there. Dr. Toller as well, Art, and of course Corky, the community moderator. And just a big shout out to Art as well for the being part of the USTP, the US Transhumanist Party. So yeah, it's an amazing team and to be able to work with. So this is our new website. This is the Transhumanist Metaverse, talking about the new technologies we've got a part of. We've got various offerings throughout the ecosystem. As you can see, talking about Transhuman Coin and the tokenomics, having the total supply, the max supply of 7 billion. We started out with our initial DEX offering with just 1 BNB in the liquidity pool, but 2% of every transaction is sent to the liquidity pool, 2% is sent to the holders, including the Transhuman Fund wallet, and 2% is allocated to the marketing wallet. So since then, we've grown that liquidity pool to up to about $200,000 now, and the market cap is at about 1.8 million US. So this is the benefits of Transhuman Coin around long term. Essentially, the longer you hold, the more you earn as well, and redistribute it to the holders. The marketing wallet continues to promote transhumanism, and what we've found that because a lot of people coming from cryptocurrencies, the world of cryptocurrency, haven't really heard about transhumanism, but as a holder of Transhuman Coin, especially in the emerging markets, they're actually learning more about transhumanism and the movement as a whole. And they're actually opting in to how applying science and technology can accelerate the movement itself. The liquidity pool as well. We are futuristic, investing into the future, and essentially we've got Charles as a cybersecurity expert, making sure that this is high security and trust in the blockchain ecosystem. At the moment, we're on the Binance Smart Chain or BNB chain, but we're also going to be looking at other blockchains like Ethereum as the merge comes closer and closer. But here, as you can see, these are now the new offerings that we've created, the utility that we were talking about earlier. So the first being the valid.finance site. So you'll be able to actually click on the link here. And this is our valid.finance website. If you've tried websites like DEX Tools or other coin aggregators, you're actually able to see how they're able to implement things like swapping tokens. So what we've done is actually created this swap DEX aggregator as well. So you can swap Transhuman Coin directly from this website. What we've also offered from our main website is the Buy Now button. So this is probably, if you come to transhumancoin.finance, the big Buy Now button, we've integrated essentially the Swift blockchain service offering. So you can swap over 250 different cryptocurrencies with Transhuman Coin. So not just on Binance Smart Chain, you can actually swap it across any other chain as well. And essentially you'll be able to connect in various other coins now. So you can see that this is something that really expands the offerings of what Transhuman Coin can do. What you can also do is actually send in what you want the address to be. So you select the relevant blockchain network. You can go in and paste in various other blockchains here. So Ethereum, Binance as well, Arbitrum, Polygon, Polkadot, and essentially over the number of coins that are out there as well. On Valid.finance, what you're able to also do is look at the ability to submit proposals. So similar to a snapshot, where essentially if you hold Transhuman Coin, you can now go and make a proposal, submit that, and that essentially help us, the community, to vote on which projects to next donate and invest to. So essentially we've done a couple of the tests, so you can go in now. If you hold, I think it was more than various number of Transhuman Coins, you can essentially go in and make a proposal and vote on the various offerings there. So that's the P2P exchange. There's also the ability to see and create a request for an audit of your particular smart contract project. So you actually can submit your smart contract, and as part of the service offerings of Valid.finance, we can then review the smart contract here directly as well. So it's quite a few offerings in here. There's the charts that has an API to the coin market cap. And then here there's a couple of options to then connect to the P2P exchange and the staking offerings as well. Charles, anything else on this particular Valid.finance website before we move to the P2P exchange?
Yeah, you can actually go on to the P2P exchange.
Yeah, great. So here's the P2P exchange. So we talked about utility. We want to be able to help Transhuman Coin holders and future holders to easily transact with Transhuman Coin as well. So a peer-to-peer exchange essentially allows people to create a buy offer or sell offer on a single platform. And when those platforms are essentially done, you can then go in and facilitate the trade. So the way it works is you would create an account on p2p.valid.finance. You would then create an offer yourself. So you would essentially do initial KYC. You would go through your dashboards and connect in your wallets, and you'd be able to connect in to say, okay, well, what's my offer? I want to sell, say, some Transhuman Coin, or I want to buy some Transhuman Coin. It will essentially be all available on this list. And that would essentially be able to connect in using PayPal, deposit some money in, and make the purchase there directly, and vice versa. So what P2P exchange essentially holds your essentially the fiat, the crypto in as a custody before that happens, and that's when the settlement happens, the transaction is facilitated. So you can sort of see how people can create their own wallet addresses. The default currency that we've created is Transhuman Coin, and that's the main value proposition of this for Transhuman Coin holders, because as a default wallet, Transhuman Coin, that allows you to trade Transhuman Coin amongst all the other cryptos as well on this page. Yeah, anything else, Charles, you want to highlight here?
The referrals, I think, well, they'll be able to earn by referring people to.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you'd be able to go to the My Referrals and share on Facebook and Twitter, and essentially get various levels of referral awards across different levels as well. So yeah, this is something that we're offering, and this is something that really drive more and more utility for Transhuman Coin as well. Next on the website, you'll be able to see the staking page. So this is the next one on the list. Staking enables you to lock up your Transhuman Coin and earn APY. So connecting your wallet, for securing, if you want to stake Transhuman Coin for 90 days, you get 35.6% APY. Essentially, be able to earn that. And this is essentially covering and helping to incentivize long-term holders of Transhuman Coin. And this is directly paid out through our dev wallet, so it's not something that we're just minting out of thin air. This is directly from the dev wallet that's been transferred in to reward long-term holders. So get in while you can, because there'll be a sort of maximum rewards that we'll be able to give out, let's say, through the max supply that we have. Dev wallet as well. Yeah, it takes for the team for creating this beautiful website. Also, the people done for the NFT page as well. So the next one, I think we've already covered the NFT in the past, but this is the THC NASA project that we did a while back. So we're going to be expanding the THC NASA holders as well, and we'll be working with our partners at Ethereum to airdrop the NFMEs to those that are a THC NASA holder, and also enable the THC holders in the future as well to get in on the NFMEs. But you can see this is our initial NFT project. We've also got our metaverse in Spatial. So if you scroll down to this website, you'll be able to see our NFT gallery from all the Transhuman Coin holders. Thank you so much to the community for submitting your NFTs in here. Once we essentially get the NFMEs project going on, we'll be able to help you also mint your NFTs through the Transhuman Coin project. So yeah, go check that out. On Spatial, you can use it your phone, your laptop, or a VR headset as well. We'll be able to do our meetups there as well. You'll be able to see some of our selfies that Bo and the team have been taking in there as well. And finally, we've got the e-commerce site. So the shopping site, this is where you can use Transhuman Coin to purchase items. And right now, if you go into the site, you can actually search for the products that we've currently got on offer just by hitting the search button. So if you just click on search, you'll be able to see the products that are on our Transhuman Coin store. You can have the Transhuman Coin customized keychain, similar to what Jose had shown earlier with the Bitcoin, but with the Transhuman Coin. You also have the smart weights, a Bluetooth-enabled body weighing scale that does BMI tracking as well. And there's also a smart ECG heart rate monitor, a smartwatch essentially, that we're tying in our future partnership with IoTex. So the data that's going to be helping captured as part of your smartwatch is going to feed into your NFMe automatically through IoTex, and that will help you securely and privately share and monetize your data, similar to what we're looking to do with the South African Medical Research Council, which we'll talk about in a sec as well. So yeah, that's the three main new things coming out from the website. There's more things around our blockchain security and incident response team, more about the transhumanism ideology, and you can find out more about the team on the website. So go ahead and check it out. Now, transhumancoin.finance, and the white paper and everything is still there from the previous website too. All right, back to you, Charles.
Oh, wow, that was an amazing presentation, Peter, as always. It reminds me of a presentation at Transvision in Madrid, and then that got Natasha Vitamore quite interested in our project. We have a comment from Jonathan Woods, who is a member of our scientific advisory board. Hi, Jonathan. Good to have you. And Alice says, thanks to the community for your NFT submissions. We have Michael Mickey. He said, THC future is bright. We're going to go on a short break. And once we come back, we'll have Dr. Clarence share more on the future of their project. See you now.
Have you ever imagined a life without diseases and death? Imagine if the people you love didn't have to die or suffer from incurable diseases. Give me 40 seconds to introduce you to Transhuman Coin. Stay tuned. Transhuman Coin's tokenomics send 2% of every transaction to the liquidity pool. Another 2% is redistributed to holders, including a Transhuman Fund wallet, and 2% is sent to the marketing wallet. We believe that science and technology can help humans control aging and increase lifespan significantly. Vision statement. Our purpose is to create a decentralized research and development community in the metaverse with the capacity to solve many unsolved human problems. We exist to solve real human problems by mobilizing experts in science and technology who are equally invested in Transhuman Coin and benefit from 2% of the reward system. By so doing, we will build a bridge between the science community and cryptocurrency. Visit our website.
Transhuman Coin.
Welcome back. And to you, Dr. Clarence, can we please get to know the future of Abby? and the future of our partnership with Abby too.
Yeah, sure. So maybe just give you a bit of background for those who are not familiar with the project. It started out with John and myself had a mutual friend of over 30 years, an American guy that was living in Bangkok, and that's where and coincidentally John has known this guy, our mutual friend, for since he was 7 years old, and my friend who was living in Bangkok asked me if I could help him with this project that he was trying to work on a hoverboard at the time, a self-balancing wheel. And he had a Cambodian farmer, ex-farmer, that lost his leg in a mine explosion. And he basically moved himself in a small little plank. So his Cambodian name was really long, so we nicknamed him Max Planck. We gave him a hoverboard that we were making that we could remote control. But if you don't have a limb, it's very difficult to balance. And we were making harnesses for it and stuff like that. Then I'm like, why are we doing this? Why don't we take the guts of this board and stick it into a wheelchair? And then that's when we found out that there was a big need for a motorized wheelchair, because there isn't even enough manual wheelchairs. But manual wheelchairs, the problem is that it is not powered, right? So grandpa can push grandma for only so long, but then who's going to push grandpa? So then he said, well, give them a motorized wheelchair. Well, the problem is that a motorized wheelchair normally weighs 10 times the normal weight of a manual wheelchair and costs 10 times as much. So there are all these issues, and as we dig deeper into it, especially in the US, the whole market is controlled by the insurance industry, and essentially you can't basically price the wheelchairs low, because nobody's going to basically allow you to distribute it. And the whole criteria for the insurance company for you to get a motorized wheelchair is if it's life-threatening. So they want to minimize the number of motorized wheelchairs they give out, right? So it's not a mentality of abundance; it's a mentality of scarcity. So we wanted to basically make sure that everybody who needs a chair can get one. So we want to create an inclusive society that would basically enable people to be able to use it and have one. Until obviously with technology, there'll be exoskeleton and they can grow new limbs. But until that day arrives, the MTP of until everybody can walk, we want to basically provide this solution. So what we envision, if you think about this chair, right, it is nothing more than a robot. It's a programmable, movable robot. So one of the vision I had was actually in the educational platform sector, where you can actually open it up, and I feel like my dream would be realized if a grandchild can program the chair to fetch a bottle of beer for the grandpa, right? It's also a learning tool. So we're going to open up part of the platform to allow interfaces, and this is what Peter mentioned, which is great. Like we've similar to a Neuralink interface and stuff like that. There were a lot of things that we're thinking of doing, and I would like to brainstorm more when we get the chance. I'll be down in Sydney, I think, in the second of August, Peter. Maybe we can catch up then.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the cybersecurity conference, I think the national conference. I'm a co-founder of another company called Smart AI Connect. I'll talk to you about it later on. But essentially, what we can do with this is that, like Rotary and all this are donating wheelchairs, and most of the charities that donate wheelchairs have no idea what's the utilization of the chairs, because if they're manual, most of these chairs, if they're broken, nobody uses it. Nobody knows. As long as they fill up their ESG goals, they've done their bit. But nobody really knows, like, is this chair actually being used by anybody? Has the money being spent wisely? So one of the things we could do with our wheelchair, with Abby, is that we could basically, it already has sensors and everything on it. So we could basically pay some kind of maybe a transhuman coin or whatever coin as a payment for them to lease the chair from us. But then that payment basically exchange the information they provide us, which is how often are they using the chair. So we can give it back to the donors and say, look, this chair was utilized 30% of the time going to school, 30% of the time, going to hospitals or whatever it is, at least you can measure it, right? And it's a sensor too. The sensors built in. It's like a Tesla on a personalized Tesla, right? So we are updating software and stuff like that as we launch our chairs. So coming back to your question, Charles, is that we envision basically to open up this chair. I mean, one of the things I learned is singularity, right? I mean, that's why people ask me like, oh, do you have patents? We have a lot of unique stuff in it, right? But the thing is that you can't change the world by yourself. If somebody's going to copy us, great, right? They're going to help us change the world to do it, make it better, right? But we believe that we want to create a world of abundance, and this is one of the things that we want to work on, and people need it. And we're not just targeting medical needs, right? We are not even classifying ourselves as medical equipment. We are a personal electric vehicle. If you can buy a Tesla, you don't need FDA or TGA approval to buy an Abbey, right? Because it's a personalized. So if my own parents aging, I can see the need for this, right? I mean, it's a personal electric vehicle, really, and we came up with a lot of technological solution. For example, people are trying to put cameras and do face detection and all that stuff for following people and so on. And we found that for $1, we could put a small sensor, a line sensor, like you would have in a Lego toy car. And we could basically just put lines on the floor, and somebody carrying a baby could basically have the chair autonomously run, follow the line. Or in the airport, if you imagine, you don't need people to wait for you to push them or control it. So, we would really like to, open this up to the rest of the community so that we can actually brainstorm and see how else we can do it. So education is one area that we think that, it'd be very useful to teach kids how to program an Abbey. It's just a robot, really.
Wow.
So we feel that, that there's a lot of areas we can go, and we were very honored to be, one of the 12 companies that was selected by Melinda Gates Family Office into that Future Longevity Project, which kind of verified your faith in us that, we were worth investable. So I think, it is that the purpose is actually, amazing, and, we can really hopefully disrupt a world of scarcity in terms of needs for wheelchairs, motorized wheelchairs in particular, smart wheelchairs, and hopefully bring this to fruition.
It's amazing. Open standard wins every time. Yeah.
Yeah. We do have a couple of other partners who would have made it to this session, but a few of them have sent in their messages. I'm going to play a message by Tim, whom we partnered with. We contributed to his movie project on transhumanism. Please enjoy this.
Hey everybody, I apologize I couldn't make it to the actual meeting itself. It's usually a bit late here. I think it's at 3 a.m. in New York City, which I tend to stay up late, but not always that late. Anyway, yeah, just I wanted to say hello to everyone, and Peter and everyone at THC Coin. And once again, just thank you for the support you've given myself and the last generation to die. Yeah, I just wanted to have a couple updates on the project based on Peter's request. Yeah, we're still moving along. The train is, the film world is very unpredictable and difficult. There's no one right way to get your film moving forward. And after, kind of seeking funding in the longevity space for a little bit and getting some traction, it's starting to make sense after talking with my producer and some others to focus on getting an actor involved first, and then, then look for funding both in film world and the longevity space and elsewhere. So that's what we're doing. So in that direction, we had a nice little Gitcoin round at the end of last year, which we raised enough money to get a casting director on board and some other things. So we spent the spring updating the script a little bit at the behest of a producer who had some notes around plausibility and some story notes, just really tightening it up, before we send it out to agents and things like that, before we start the casting process, to kind of put our best foot forward. Also had some input and great feedback from Daniel Ives of Shift Bioscience. He's one of our science advisors, and really liked the script. I was really happy to hear that he loved the story and is really behind it. but also gave us some really good science notes to tweak the script a little bit. So, but that's all good. We have a locked script for now. Things always change a little bit in the film world, like I said, but and so we are officially moving forward with casting literally as of this month. So we're starting that process, starting to send out the script to agents and things like that with our casting director, Patricia. So, so they're kind of the main updates. We are also starting a DAO called Jellyfish DAO, which I'm not sure if anybody has seen it around, but we're in the very early phases of that. We have a collective, kind of a core group of producers, filmmakers, directors. Keith Comito from Lifespan is involved. And the idea behind Jellyfish DAO is to initially raise money for films. We have 3 films that were curated. Mine is one of them, a longevity documentary and another longevity film called Gen Ethic. Documentary is called Ageless, which I'm also a cinematographer on. So we have some really cool projects that we're all working on. And the idea is to put everything kind of in one place where we can sort of attract funding from, bigger donors, crypto people and things like that. So, the idea behind it is just to have a curated selection of projects that really, put a positive foot forward for longevity and science. And we plan to continue to add projects as we go and really span out into all media, really, like everything from videos, even potentially video games down the road. We really want to see this thing, support and fund a lot of, I'll call it longevity positive media. So, so please check that out. We're on Twitter. We have a Discord. I can send anybody an invite if they're interested. But we are looking at we're working on a mission video and kind of getting some of the key pieces in place and starting to talk about the tokenomics and things like that. But we are open to anybody's help in that department. But we'd love to have people join our community and support, the making of really great films and media. And then my film itself, we are now looking at a timeline to be shooting by next late spring. Just a much more realistic timeline with casting and financing and everything. So that's the update I have for The Last Generation to Die and Jellyfish. But again, really excited to continue moving forward with everyone in our grand mission of longevity and just health for all and helping positive change in the world. So appreciate everyone, and hopefully I can make it to another meeting at some point soon. Thanks a lot.
Was great. That was a great one from Tim. Peter, did you just want to share a bit about his project?
Yeah, no, thanks, Charles. This Tim Maupin is just an amazing film director, and he's done such awesome work for the longevity field. I might actually just share my screen real quick and show some of his play reels from his longevity films. Let me know if you guys can see that okay. This is a bit of a show reel, and my favorite was Kids and Life Extension. Really interviewing kids around what they think about how long people should live. And you can see from such an innocent age that, people didn't really think you had a limitation around that until we get older and we get baked that's, sort of those thoughts conditioned out of us. But here's the video here.
I am 9 years old. I am 10 years old. I'm 11 years old. I'm 12. I mean, it's a fun age. When I grow up, I want to do something in fashion because I really like sewing. When I grow up, I want to be a musician. I want to be a doctor that delivers babies. In the future, I think humans will mostly be supervising robots. I really hope they're going to invent something with holograms because they're so cool, because they're like there, but they're not there. I would love to visit space. I think that would be awesome. Like being like, yeah, and then being able to like bounce around everywhere. It would be a lot of fun. First, I need to buy me a spaceship. Then I will keep on taking pictures if I'm on the moon. I think I would live to be at least 95. At the most 95, at least 8. I would like to live to 110. I want to live to be like 1,000 years old. That would be awesome. To see like how everything changes from like now to then. That would be cool. I would like to to live, well, like forever, because I don't want to die. If we can get rid of the violence, I would like to live for a long life. Some people would want to live longer, some people would want to live shorter. It's kind of sad to me to actually know that my life is always going to end eventually. Like, they could make like a potion that makes you like live to be like 1,000 and like a 10,000, but I think everybody's life should be pushed back because that would be hard. See your friends die.
If science could stop aging and death, I think that would be really cool because and also a little bit weird because we're so used to having to let go of someone that we would be so happy not to let go that we would have to like hold on to them forever. So.
Like, whatever you want to happen, like if you dream about it, or like if you just daydream, like go to space and stuff, like, that's what some people do, but it's gonna happen. You just have to wait.
Wow. that is great. That is great.
He's very talented.
And we just have Vlad here with us. Hi, Vlad.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Vlad.
Hey, super excited to be here.
Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah. Congratulations on your anniversary. It's definitely a milestone. I'm from I represent ETM, so thank you for shouting us out a bit. It's a very interesting stream you have here right now with all of the announcements, with all of the partnerships. I truly believe Transhuman Coin is onto something really good on the medical side and the health side with all the longevity projects that are going on. There's a lot of interesting things that you talked about, and even this movie right now that was really moving, and to see how we're all grown up, but it's really interesting to see how the future generation sees longevity and how everything is going to they're going to shape the future, and we're just going to give them the tools to do that. On ETM side, you mentioned your NFT collection and the airdrop that we'll be doing with the NFMe ID technology, which is really interesting because at ETM we're like the first decentralized data brokerage, and we are very big on on health because all of these evolutions in the space of longevity and health side all need data, real data from real people, which is hard to get sometimes because of the legislation. So our partnership will enable that for people to truly own their data and their health data especially, and be able to trade it and use it for for a purpose and for good.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Vlad. It's such an honor to work with you and Mark and the team. This is something that is really dear to the transhumanist community as well, because we want a future that works for us, for technology to help, secure our data, bring that back to, the ownership of the individual, and be able also to be able to use that for good, similar to what Clarence is talking about with the GoGo Tech Abby Wilches. That information through something like an IoTeX integration could actually flow into the NFMe data, and that's something that can be shared along the way. Clarence, what are your thoughts about that as well?
Yeah, and talking about NFTs, NFMEs, and our partnership with Ethereum, I would want us to just have a look at the Transhuman Coin metaverse.
Let the beat.
Is it coming up?
Let the beat drop. Welcome to the Transhuman Metaverse. As you can see, we have the freedom to do whatever we want to our imaginations. This is pre-alpha matrix. We've got some community artwork over here. The Transhuman Coin hodlers all over the walls. We've got some memes over there, some selfies over here. We got even a special edition, the Cyborg Transhuman edition back over here. So feel free to explore later on. Welcome.
Yeah.
Links in the descriptions. Check it out. So over to you, Sai.
That was really fun times. We'll pop a link to the spatial link in the Facebook group as well for people to explore and check out their profiles. All the Transhuman Coin hodlers that have been doing selfies and submitting that to the community, you'll be able to find yourself up there, and also the artwork that's been contributed as well from the community as well. And Vlad, while we got you here as well, did you want to talk about some of the things we've been doing with the South African Medical Research Council, but also your partnership with SanoPass? Is there anything more you want to talk about there?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So the SMRC partnership, that is a really interesting one because SMRC do a lot of things on the medical side, especially with genetics and also with repurposing, very well-known antibiotics for, other diseases. For example, using penicillin to combat, let's say, other, very known diseases, because penicillin as a drug is very cheap to make. There are actually not a lot of places who actually do it right now because the margins aren't great. It's still a profit-driven organization at some point, the medical side. So there are a lot of trials with patients, and on the patient side, if you think about it, you have to sign some sort of a waiver that when you participate as a patient in a medical trial, they have to take the data out of you in some way in order to use it to understand what they're doing in their trial. And that becomes a problem right there because usually the patient doesn't get any benefit out of it, or the benefit is only solely once, or or it's afterwards, maybe a few years after the trial ends, after the drug has been developed, after it's on the market. And as we all know, that is a very lengthy process, and the patient might need that specific drug now, not in 5 years. So it's very interesting because you can use the NFMe ID technology that we discussed about, and basically we're going to do basically a digital avatar in the metaverse space. And it was really interesting seeing the metaverse video that you talked about, because there's already talked about getting medical centers in the metaverse, which is really interesting. And on the SMRC side, it's really interesting to get that data, to link specific trial patients with the NFMe ID technology and transhuman coins, use the transhuman coin, get the data from the patient and let all of the interested parties use it for good, while also the patient still owns the data, which is very interesting. The patient still owns the data, and then they can trade it and basically have a value for it. Essentially, even at some point being basically a passive income solution. Now, on the SanoPass side, I'm not exactly sure how much I can tell, but SanoPass, one of the goals of SanoPass is to make the first health center in the metaverse, at least in the Central and East European side of things, at least in that geographical area. So again, we're talking about vast amounts of data that are going to be collected from the Web 2 to the Web 3 area. And then through the NFMe ID technology, you can link that data to your own individual and use it. You own it, and then you can use it for good. We'll have the concepts of decentralized autonomous organizations, where every interested party can become a DAO. You can align to that DAO and share the data to that DAO, and that DAO will essentially use that data and trade it, for good. Now, because it's a DAO, as we all know, the governance will be very important, because the board members, we actually had a lot of conversations a few weeks back, because from a GDPR standpoint, if you look at it, medical data is extremely critical and extremely sensitive. It's very sensitive data. So you have to be very careful on what you share, who you share with, and why do you share it. And that is something that is going to be evolving very much in the space, especially not just the medical side, even the legal side and the regulatory side will need a big upgrade in order for this to be working and be ethical at the end, and use it for good.
Yeah, that's really awesome, Vlad. That's really amazing developments to seeing that mainstream adoption. Yeah, I think really looking forward to connecting with the SMRC as well to get that sort of the genetic data tested out in South Africa and broadly across the continent, because we know that this is something that can really accelerate medical health well-being as well for the continent, and also implement something like a universal basic income, as you talked to, because that's that's going to actually help a lot. If you think about Proof of Humanity, which is how I met Andrew Corky, actually, through the initial being vouched on Proof of Humanity on the Ethereum blockchain and receiving UB tokens as a result of that. That was my first sort of exposure to how you can use crypto for good and implement something like this. But to actually have that monetizing and private secure way, the data is actually something that can bring additional value to that ecosystem and actually help the emerging economies to be able to continue to receive a good health, but also to earn that income. I think it's just two birds with one stone as well.
Yeah, truly, it's truly groundbreaking, and adoption is coming. Make adoption is coming. We just need to get the right tools in place, get everything, all of the, let's say, boring side out of the way, and then it'll be so seamless you won't even notice. It'll be like using your phone right now. It will be so seamless, and it will truly transform the way we live.
Amazing.
Awesome. We're just moving on a short break, and when we are back, we're going to take the last words from our guest, and we call it a day.
What if I told you that you could be living longer? What if I told you that you could be living healthier? What if I told you that you could become wealthier? And the key is Transhuman Coin, investing in the future of humanity, improving human life with technology. Transhuman Coin.
Yeah, excellent.
Good to have you guys back again. We're just gonna conclude today's session with last words from our guest. We're gonna start again from Dr. Jose.
Well,
hi, Dr. Jose.
Yes, my friends, it's really fantastic to have all these people connected from the Americas, from Europe and Africa, and from Asia all the way to Australia. So we have the whole world represented here, and this is fantastic. With beautiful projects, beautiful ideas related to longevity, transhumanism, and the future technologies. As you know, most transhumanists, we normally talk about three main pillars: super longevity, super intelligence, and super happiness or super well-being. And this is what we have to keep on working, because we are in between the last mortal generation and the first immortal generation. And I think we all know where we want to be. So we just need to accelerate this, and Transhuman Coin is one of the tools that will allow us to move into this future of abundance with super intelligence, super longevity, and super happiness. So I am very excited to be part of this initiative. Count me in the future, not just for 1 year. This is very short time, maybe 1 billion years, 1 trillion years into the future. We are just beginning. This is a very tiny step into a long, long road. And the Chinese say something like, every long trip begins with a very short step. So we are just beginning 1 year to 1 trillion years. So congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 1 year to 1 trillion years. And we are going to hear from Jonathan Woods. Hi, Jonathan.
Jonathan's always got some issues with audio, I think.
Did you say hi, Jonathan, or hide, Jonathan?
Ashley said, hi, Jonathan. Good to hear from you.
He might be having some audio issues. I know he's always connecting through his phone, so might move.
Okay, we're going to come back to Jonathan, and we'll have Dr. Ken's last words.
I'm completely inspired and stoked and highly excited to be part of this movement. Like I say before, as a clinician, you approach things from a certain angle, and the longer you are as a doctor, the more the tendency is for one to lose that global picture, and you become very sort of algorithmic in your approach to medicine. You know, A plus B is this and that, and you don't sort of sit back and really appreciate what's really out there and thinking outside the box. And I mean, I think I found my kindred spirits here, and I think there are enough wealth of knowledge amongst all here present today to really, really make a massive impact in an area that is I'm passionate of, which is longevity of the human gametes and eggs in particular, infertility, but also novel approaches in taking medicine to the next phase, really encompassing, because I have a part of a business that brings healthcare to the home via a big screen. So I can see that the next phase is the metaverse, and how we're going to bridge that and do that safely and do it in an honorable way that patients, not only health is protected, but their personal data is protected. Yeah, I'm inspired. I second everything that Dr. Jose Cordero said about Yong Sheng. You know, he's got that thing at the back there which says living forever in Chinese. So that's highly inspiring.
Oh, wow.
Thank you all.
That was great. And do we have Jonathan back? Okay, and now to you, Bill.
Okay. Well, you know, this is I guess starting with the message for maybe some of the younger people in our stream. When I first met Peter, I was about 18 or 19. I'm 27 now. And originally, you know, my journey started out just kind of on my own. You know, I started off by reading Nick Bostrom, and he had some really awesome philosophy around transhumanism and posthumanism. And I thought the ideas were really interesting. And I wanted to find people to, you know, share my thoughts on it with and build a community. That's when I met Peter, some of the other folk in Sydney, and we started the Trans. And so far, it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've met wonderful people who are kindred spirits, really amazing, intelligent people. And, you know, we're working together as a community to, you know, deliver a real impact as well. So it's, you know, it's kind of a bit of a magical thing. You know, it's I feel very blessed to be a part of the community. And now with fantastic to see how well we're doing, and we've reached 1 year. It's fantastic, and there's so much work to do, but you know, it's work that we're all passionate about, and we all believe in. So at the end of the day, I'm really happy to be here, and thank you all for having me on the stream. And I look forward to further developing all Transhuman Coin things until a year ahead, to a trillion years ahead.
A trillion years ahead. Yeah.
To eternity.
That's beautiful.
And now Andrew Cocky.
Hi. I'd just like to say thank you to the community, really. I mean, without them, none of us would be where we are today. And I feel absolutely privileged to be able to communicate with such intelligent, open-minded people, you know? And yeah, thanks to the team. I mean, without you guys, we also wouldn't be here. So yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been an amazing journey so far, but I can't wait to see what happens in the next year, the next 5 years, and the next 10 years, you know? It'll be interesting, to say the least. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
That's awesome. It's going to be amazing. The next 10 years is going to be amazing. And thanks for the work you've done with the community. Andrew, we can't imagine Transhuman Coin without you. Thank you so much.
It's been a privilege,
and
guys.
Now,
you're all very welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, Clarence?
Yeah, well, you know, thanks again for all of you. Amazing movement that you have. Yeah, I definitely should get more in touch of it and learn more from you guys. You know, I'm not sure why Elise is not here, but you know, Peter's better half, I think. Peter, is it?
She said she didn't do makeup
for a while. Yeah, so I've seen the post that she has put on Facebook and so on, in promoting it, and it's excellent what you guys are trying to do, and to be able to come this far in 1 year is amazing. And I guess from this point onwards, it's just going to be more exponential growth, and hopefully, you know, next year would be a more tremendous impact on that you guys, positive impact that you guys will be creating. So I look forward to seeing that. You know, maybe not even don't even have to wait till next year, right? It might be sooner than that. But yeah, amazing work that you guys are doing, and totally, you know, want to support it. And yeah, when I see you guys in person, Peter, you know, we have a chat about it. Yeah, because yeah, I mean, you know, one of the reasons why why I created one of the other companies that I did, Epic, you know, the whole project was basically to invest for projects that do good, right? I mean, you can invest in another food app, but what good are you doing, right? At least even if you don't actually achieve it, at least you're helping to progress humanity bit by bit, which is my MTP, right? Seek, share, and apply knowledge to progress humanity. So align with my goals. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Dr. Clarence. Thank you. And to our magician, Peter, you do a lot of magic for Transhuman Coin. Peter, this is your last word.
Dr. Charles, I think, you know, you and I, it's this amazing partnership. And I think, thank you so much to the Transhuman Coin team and to all our supporters and all the community members, you know, the collective as well in Telegram that Corky has been driving as well. And, you know, also like to thank some of the projects as well for those that couldn't make it, from lifespan.io with Keith Meadow, you know, for the likes of Fox G1 Research Australia as well, Research Foundation Australia. These are the projects that we want to continue to support, and we want to see more and more projects come online for transhumanism. As we look through the next trillion years, there's going to be so many amazing things to look forward to, and year on year, we're going to be able to see that sort of growth. This is what I really love about this community. So thank you as well for getting behind this project, and I look forward to getting more utility for the Transhuman Coin and getting more of these projects accelerated too. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. Thanks for coming along.
And to our 14,000 holders, to the community, to the transhumanism movement globally, the USTP, and the Science Party in Australia, to all our partners. We're actually getting on another partnership with IoTex and the entire blockchain industry. We are happy to celebrate this first year anniversary with you. I'm just going to show you this. We do.
We lost your audio.
Let's go back to your audio, Charles.
Sorry, I think you lost me. So we have a physical Transhuman coin you can touch, you can feel, and in the coming days we are going to start shipping it out to our community, and we do believe that by the next 1 year you are gonna see the great impact. Oh yeah, Dr. Jose is showing us one. We just want to see that.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
Awesome. Yeah. And in our next year anniversary, we are going to have new milestones. We're going to cover new milestones. We're going to cover new traps. But until then, buy and hold Transhuman Coin. This is the future. Have a great day.
What if I told you that you could be living longer? What if I told you that you could be living healthier? What if I told you that you could become wealthier? And the key is Transhuman Coin. Investing in the future of humanity, improving human life with technology. Transhuman Coin.